In today's video, I want to share some things I picked up at Dollar Tree that anyone new to junk journaling should run to the Dollar Tree and pick up. When you first start, it can be tempting and expensive to buy all the things. So I thought I would focus specifically on products that will help you build up your stash without breaking the bank. Hey there, this is Phantom Charm Studios. We are an Etsy shop owned by my husband Michael and myself. We sell digital downloads, so clip art and pattern papers, and we just started adding junk journaling kits with plans for many, many more this year. My name is Tammy, and I am a longtime paper crafter, scrapbooker, and card maker. And I recently discovered the joys of junk journaling, and this is our first video for our brand new YouTube channel. You've probably already know that Dollar Tree offers crafting supplies like adhesives and washi tape, beads, stickers, and so many other things. Here, I've narrowed it down to products that will give you the biggest bang for your buck when you're starting out. Anyone out there love Dollar Tree like I do? If so, let us know in the comments what's your favorite junk journal item that you always pick up at Dollar Tree. I'm going to start with these composition notebooks. This one has 100 sheets of paper and it's perfect for altering. This book is already bound and ready for you to create and experiment in. One of the first books I created for myself when I started was to take a composition notebook like this and make an ideas journal for myself. I've been scrapbooking for over 25 years and have done a lot of paper crafting. But junk journaling is a little different, and I've been learning so many new things. With anything new, it's always good to practice and have a reference. So anytime I see an idea or a fun technique, I recreate it in that journal. And anytime I'm stuck or need some inspiration, I just flip through that book. Composition notebooks are perfect for beginners, especially if you're not ready to bind your own books with signatures you've assembled. Start here instead. As you get more comfortable with the whole process, you can move on to other types of books. And there are some channels out there with creators that create in these kinds of books all the time. Thrifty Day comes to mind. She has many tutorials using composition notebooks. For the first project I'm going to share on this channel, I will be using a composition notebook. I will link that video in the description box below when it's available. There are many aisles at Dollar Tree where you can find things to junk journal with. This tablet is in the teachers section. You can usually find it next to or across from the school supplies. This tablet is made for kids to practice handwriting their letters. We probably all used paper like this in elementary school, so it feels nostalgic. As soon as you see this paper, you know exactly what it is. You get 40 sheets in this tablet, and the texture is thin newsprint paper. You can rip out these papers and add them to your signatures. The lines are printed on both sides, which is great. This paper gives you instant writing space in your journal. You can always glue two sheets together if you want a thicker weight. The dimensions are 11 and 3/4 inches long by 7 inches tall. When you fold this and use it in a signature, it's going to be a different size than copy paper. I personally love to vary the height and texture of the papers I add to my signatures, and this tablet will do both. And with 40 sheets, one tablet will last a long time if you only add one or two sheets to each signature. If you create your junk journals with a lot of vintage items or reclaimed items, this paper will fit right in because it's not bright white and the lines look and feel like childhood. Dollar Tree also carries this fun graph paper. I don't always see this, and please understand that not all products are carried by every store, but this is a good buy if you can find it. You get 80 sheets of this grid lined paper. This is also double sided, so it's great to add into signatures. The size of the sheets is 10.5 by 8, so it's not the same size as typical copy paper. It is punched with 3 holes down the side, but you could always trim the holes if you don't like that. Grid paper is great because you can write on it no matter what direction it's going. I say that because if you have a sheet of lined paper and fold it in half and add it to a signature, the writing lines are going up and down instead of left to right. You have to turn the journal to write on that paper if you want to write on the lines. It's not a big deal, but some people don't like that. The grid boxes are not huge, so this is good journaling paper to write on. It's pretty thin, so you could cut it up and glue this paper to the back of a tag or tuck it into a pocket if you need additional journaling space. And you can also distress this paper with coffee dyes, tea dyes, distress inks, however you like to age your papers. Again, this is a different type of paper and a different size to add to your signatures. With 80 sheets in this pack, you could add these pages to many journals before you run out. In the office supplies section, you'll often find different kinds of notebooks that have tear off sheets. This says it's a shopping list, and the pages have blank lines and check boxes. If you love to create lists, you'll want to grab this if you can find it at your local store. I couldn't find it listed on the notebook, but I counted the pages and you get approximately 30 sheets. What I would do with this is just tear a sheet off and tuck it inside a pocket or an envelope in my journal. If you're using a journal as a planner, you can create daily or weekly lists with these, or it can just be more journaling space. Over the years, I've included different kinds of lists on scrapbook pages, and it's fun to stumble across one from years ago and see what's on the list. It's a fun glimpse or a snapshot of what was going on in my life at a particular time. There's nothing fancy with this, but it's fun to find these kinds of gems that have multiple sheets that you can tear off and tuck somewhere into a journal. Also, on the office supply aisle, you can find this package of 8 craft envelopes. Envelopes in all different sizes and configurations are great to have on hand to add to junk journals. Envelopes are also great for hidden journaling. If you want to write something but don't want everyone to read it, tuck it inside an envelope. You can glue down just the flap part and use the envelope for a flip page. You can also create entire journals with envelopes as well. Just the way you would the piece of paper like I showed earlier with this writing paper, you can fold these and add them into signatures. If you don't like the color, you can cover them up with pretty paper, ink them up with distress inks, add some stamping, or do stenciling techniques. They can be a fun canvas to try different things on the outside, but they still provide the function with the pockets. We love having tuck spots and pockets in our journals. If you do add one to a signature, just remember to cut a thin strip off the bottom of the envelope, and then you'll have openings on both sides. Here's another great buy: 30 lunch bags. These are just your average brown paper bag, but bags in all shapes and sizes are great for junk journals. Again, it's a great thing to stock up on if you're just starting out. This pack will last you a long time. Just like with the envelopes, you can add these to signatures in different ways to give you storage pockets and tuck spots for tags and ephemera. You can also just add a bag like this to a pocket in any journal you're working on. You can also use bags as the base for a journal. There are many tutorials on YouTube that will walk you through creating a journal with paper bags. I've actually been thinking about creating a printable kit for making a fun journal with these specific Dollar Tree bags. I don't think I've ever seen any printable kits specifically designed for lunch bag journals. I'm definitely going to add that to my list of kits to create. You'll notice with all of these great Dollar Tree buys that I have found items with different materials and different textures. And that's what can make junk journals so interesting. It's not just what you use the journal for and the fun ways you embellish it. It's the journal itself and what you make it with that can make them so fun to create. You can find these brown paper lunch bags on the aisle with the foil and wax paper and the food storage bags. On the other side of the store, Dollar Tree also carries decorative paper bags in the party section. You only get 10 bags in this package, and the styles change throughout the year and from year to year. I've purchased striped bags, polka dot bags, bags with stars, this chevron print, and solid bags. They come in different colors, and sometimes you can even find specialty bags like this set of 6 with the metallic finish. That's the thing to keep in mind about Dollar Tree. When you see something different, grab it because you may never see it again. I can go into 3 stores on the same day and never find the same things from store to store. The material is different with these bags, and because they're printed, you're not getting as many as you do with the brown paper bags. But this is still a good value, and it's fun to get these in different prints and different colors. You can always alter them or trim them down to fit in different journal sizes. And keep in mind that these treat bags on the party aisle are a different size than the brown paper lunch bags. If you're just adding an individual bag to a journal, it's not a problem. But if you try to create a book using different kinds of bags, you're going to find that the sizes are not all the same. If you are making a journal with bags and you want the size to be consistent all through the journal, you'll need to use all brown paper bags or all treat bags. Don't mix them up. And if you go with the printed treat bags, you wouldn't even need to cover them. They are pretty on their own, and you can mix and match the colors and the patterns. I have a variety of these bags, so maybe I'll make something like that for myself. Here's one more option. I found these bags on the wall with the kitchen gadgets. These are a completely different size. They are taller than the other ones. And in this package, you get 8 bags. These would be fun to add to a movie journal. If you've collected movie tickets over the years and you make a journal to have a place to keep all your tickets, this would be fun. Or just add it to a journal spread when you become obsessed with a new movie and document that. I've only seen these a few times, so they are going to be harder to find. I'm not sure if this is more of a seasonal thing that maybe they bring them in for the summertime, or if you can find these all year round. Dollar Tree does have a section with other popcorn things like plastic reusable buckets, so maybe you can find them with that stuff as well. But if you can find these are fun to add to your stash and add to a journal if you're ever doing anything about movies or maybe your love of popcorn. Also, on the party aisle, you can find these packages with multiple sizes of doilies. They also offer a package with just the 8-inch size, and that also comes in a pack of 32. I've also seen at different times of the year, you might find smaller doilies with the seasonal items. I remember seeing heart doilies at Valentine's, and they come in different colors, not just white. These are great to stock up on anytime you see them. You can also find doilies at craft stores and Walmart from the Wilton brand, but not at this price. The bigger doilies can be added to your signatures and sewn into journals. You can wrap doilies around the bottom or the side of a page to create a pocket on both sides. The smaller ones are great to layer with. They are really thin, so you can collage with them and layer them into pockets. And with the smallest ones, you can create decorative page toppers that would go over the top of a page. They could also be made into page tabs to attach to the side of a page. These are also fun to use with mixed media supplies. You could use a doily as a stencil and mist over it to create a fun background. You could add gesso over a doily to create a textured background. And if you cut a doily in half to fit somewhere, attach the other half in a corner of a page and use it as a tuck spot. So many different ways to use these doilies in journals, and they add that delicate, shabby, vintage vibe that we all love. On the craft aisle, I found this set of 10 A2 cards and envelopes, so you get 20 pieces in all. You may be asking, do I really need to buy this? I can use junk mail envelopes. I can cut pieces of cardstock in the same shape as cards. Yes, and yes. But if you need envelopes in all the same size and don't have your own envelope punch board to make your own, this is a great way to stock up. Envelopes of all sizes can be used in junk journals in different ways, and these don't need to be used together. You can use the envelopes one way and the cards in other places. I like the cards to make flips. They are blank, so you can use them on the top, the bottom, or the side of a page. Because they're already folded, it's easy to tuck one side into a pocket or glue it down and wallpaper over it to make a flip out. And they come in different colors. The ones I have here are white, but I've also purchased them in ivory and in craft. Another thing you can make with the cards is an accordion insert. You would just need to glue one side of one card to the next card. Add as many cards as you need, and then you have the front and back surfaces for journaling or photos or just for decorating. This is a really easy way to put one together because there's no measuring or trimming. You just glue them all together and add to your journal. It makes for a fun interactive element. You can use a ribbon tie to keep it closed, but it gives you a lot more real estate in your journal. Attach more pockets for additional space, add tuck spots for journaling cards. Just remember that the more you add, the more bulky your journal will get. But these are flat and can lay flat if you don't add too much to each card. You could also make a standalone journal or a folio. It doesn't have to go into another journal. The envelopes can also provide the base for a quick small journal. They come in handy if you need to make a gift for a wedding or a baby shower. Once you glue the envelopes together, you can add papers and embellishments, and the envelope opening gives you a tuck spot for tags, photo cards, or journaling spots. Add more envelopes for more space or keep it small, whatever you need for your project. These can be attached in a bunch of different ways. Depending on how you glue them together, you can cover the flaps with paper and make even more page inserts. I forgot to say earlier that if you make an accordion with the cards and only glue three of the sides, you'll get a pocket at the top or the side for additional tuck ins. So many options for these. I've been making journals for years and I love to use up my own stash to make stuff. But there's nothing wrong with taking a shortcut sometimes and using sets like this, especially if you're crafting on a budget or just building up your stash of supplies. They come in white, ivory, and craft. Here's a few other things I found with all of the teacher stuff. As I said at the beginning, I was trying to find items with multiples in the package. These are shape decor sheets, and I guess teachers would staple these to a bulletin board or maybe write the kids' names on them and attach them to the classroom desks. You get 36 in the package, so you'd be able to use these in several journals. The point wouldn't be to use them all in one, although I suppose you could if you had a the sunflower theme going on. These are nice and big and come in all different designs that change throughout the year. They are a fun embellishment. You could use them in a corner for a tuck spot or a pocket. You could take two and sandwich a page in between, and the sunflower hangs over the side or the top as a tab divider. And here's another embellishment idea, the play money. I saw this package and wondered if I would ever use it in my own journals, and several ideas came to mind. I like to save receipts, so I could add the money pieces along with those. I would use them in a travel journal as an embellishment. You could add them to anything that you document that has to do with buying something. I believe that you get different money denominations in here. Yes, from $1 bill up to $100 bills. So it's a good variety and you get 120 pieces. So this package would stretch over many projects. Another thing I found was this flashcard set. These cards are fun embellishments and they are fun to tuck into pockets. You can add journaling cards to one side to give you more journaling space. There are so many different varieties. If you don't find them with the teacher stuff, I think you can also find them near the books. With this particular set, you get 30 cards and it has a cute animal on it. And it says, "What sound does the animal make?" And when you turn it over, it gives you the sound. All different animals in the set. These would be cute to tuck into a pocket or add to the top of a page as a divider. You can always cover up the words with stickers or embellishments if you don't like what it says. There are tons of flashcards that have shapes and colors and numbers and words and math problems. You get a lot of cards in the set, so they will span several projects. The next item I want to share is a little different. On the hair accessories aisle, you can find these elastic hair ties. They come in different color assortments, not just black. You get 30 in this set here, and I like to use these as journal closures. There are many ways to close your journals. You can use ribbon or sari silk or fabric remnants, especially when the journal has a lot of pages. But when you have a smaller journal, this can be a great option. What I would do is attach a button or a brad on both the front and the back covers of the journal, and then the elastic band can wrap around each end to help keep the journal closed. Again, not the best solution for larger journals because the elastic will only stretch so far, but I love using these when I don't want the bulk of the other kinds of ties. I will share a tutorial in the future of how I like to attach these to journals. This is the first time I've seen these fancier hair ties. They have a metallic finish, but they are super soft, and I like the little knot at the end. Again, these do not stretch too far, so it's not an option for big, chunky journals with a lot of pages, but I thought these would be great for folios. My store had these two varieties, and I think there was at least one other assortment. You get 8 pieces in these, which is still a great value. You're not going to use them on every project, so one pack will go a long way. I have to keep these hidden because our cats will jump up on my desk and steal them. We have two cats, and they both love to play with hair ties. And I'm kind of surprised that I've made it this far into the video without a visit from our cat, Harley. I've tried to keep her off my desk when I'm filming, but it's never worked. Here's a set of 60 tags with white strings. You can find these on the office supply aisle. I'm guessing everybody probably already knows about these, but it never hurts to have a reminder. I'm going to open these up because they are hard to see in the package. Each tag comes with white string attached. You can keep it on or you can cut off the string and use it somewhere else. I like to use this kind of string to keep policy envelopes and coin envelopes closed. You can use them to tie bows and buttons. So if you do cut it off, keep it to use in another way. With these blank tags, you can stamp on them, distress them, ink them, color them with sprays or paint them, add washi tape for some color. I've used these as page tabs hanging off the side or the top of a journal. If you're adding photos, you can add the name, the date, the place, and slip it into a pocket with the photo. And they are small enough to tuck into little tuck spots. They work great with rub on transfers if you have any rub ons in your stash you want to use. I know I still have a ton of rub ons from my early scrapbooking days. You can add stickers to them, stamp letters on them, create a banner to go across the page. Lots of options to embellish these. You can never go wrong with tags. And with 60 in this package, once you buy it, you'll have these for multiple projects. This is another option for helping keep flaps on your journals or folios closed. These are Velcro dots. You get 20 sets with both the male and the female, so a total of 40 pieces. These fasteners are just over half an inch in diameter, and I know that you can buy smaller dots on Amazon in much larger quantities. But if you're just starting out and still exploring all the options and you're not ready to make that bigger investment, this is a great place to start. There are lots of ways to keep journals closed, and the only way to see which ones you like best are to try them all out. Magnets are another popular way to keep flaps closed, but I know for me, I sometimes forget to add them before I put the paper down. And I can't always find the super thin ones. So if you forget the magnets or can't find them, these are a good substitute. These already have adhesive on them, so they are ready to use. Next up are these fabric squares. These fabrics are great to cover your journals with. Not every style is the same size, but on average, one piece is 18 by 20 inches long. I have covered several journals with these, and these fabrics hold up great. You can get all different varieties all through the year. They change them up seasonally, and if you like a pattern, you may never see it again, so grab it when you see it. You don't just have to cover the journals. Depending on the fabric, you can cut these into strips to make ties to hold your journals together. You can attach the fabric to chipboard and use them for dividers. In my Dollar Tree, I was able to find all of these different styles in one visit. The fabrications range from muslin to cotton to flannel to velour to this fun, fuzzy animal print. It's a fun way to add some color and a tactile experience to your journals. If you made it this far, thanks so much for watching. I love sharing Dollar Tree finds, and if you enjoyed this video, I will share more hauls in the future. I have a lot of fun projects planned for our channel. I have lots of ideas to share, so I hope you'll consider subscribing, and I'll see you in the next video.